Okay, so get ready, because today we're going deep on neural networks.
Neural network.
You guys sent in some really interesting stuff on this, and one of them was a clip from SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of all things, right?
Yeah.
So in this clip, SpongeBob is explaining neural networks to Squidward,
Okay.
and he's using the Krusty Krab as a model
Yeah.
to,
It makes sense, right? The Krusty Krab.
yeah,
It's a system with inputs and outputs.
yeah. So like he's saying the neurons are like these tiny workers passing information around.
Okay.
You know, like the Krusty Krab crew taking the orders,
Yeah.
cooking the Krabby Patties, and then serving them up.
Right.
So that's like the whole process, right?
Yeah. So the order coming in, that's your input data.
Okay.
Then all the cooking, all the chopping, grilling, assembling, all that stuff.
Right.
That's all the calculations and the processing happening within the network.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have the glorious Krabby Patty at the end.
Yeah.
That's your output.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean,
That's your delicious output?
yeah, I mean, that's such a simple way to think about it. But, like,
Yeah.
obviously, real neural networks are
Way
more complicated than
Way
your
more.
Krusty Krab kitchen, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the Krusty Krab, it gives you kind of like a nice basic visual,
Yeah.
you know? But real neural networks, you have layers upon layers of these neurons.
Oh, wow.
Each one performing like very specific tasks.
Really?
Yeah. And the connections between them, those are called weights.
Weights, okay.
And that determines the strength of the flow of information.
So it's kind of like a recipe almost where,
It is.
the
Yeah.
amount of each ingredient, or like you said, the weight,
The weight determines.
impacts the final flavor.
Yeah, the final flavor. Okay. So how are those weights determined?
Yeah, so that's where training comes in.
Okay.
We feed these neural networks huge amounts of data.
Oh, wow.
So think millions of images of cats and dogs. And it goes through this process called backpropagation, where it learns from its mistakes,
Oh, wow.
it adjusts these weights, and it just keeps getting more and more accurate.
So it's like practicing?
It's like practice makes perfect, yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And I love how SpongeBob even throws in there
Yeah.
a joke about Squidward's neurons taking a long time to process things.
Oh, yeah. Which, actually, it's a good point because biological neural networks, like the ones in our brains,
Yeah.
they are so much more complex and fast
Really?
than these artificial ones.
Oh, yeah. I mean, think about it. Billions of neurons in our brains are firing,
Right.
constantly connecting,
Yeah.
processing just tons of information.
I mean, I guess even with all our technological advances, we're still not quite at the level of
Not even close, no.
really. But like, what about?
I mean, in some ways, yes.
Okay.
Artificial intelligence has beaten us,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
at some pretty complex tasks.
That's true.
Like, think about AlphaGo.
Right. Beating a world champion Go player.
Wow.
I mean, that was unheard of,
That's amazing.
a few years ago.
So it seems like it's less about like overall complexity
Yeah.
and more about being good at like one specific task.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the Krusty Krab crew. They're incredibly efficient at making those Krabby Patties, right?
Yeah.
They're specialized.
Brutally.
But you wouldn't ask them to, like, build a rocket ship.
Right.
No.
No, of course not.
And it's the same with neural networks, right?
Okay.
If it's designed for image recognition, it's going to be amazing at detecting patterns
Right.
in images,
Yeah.
but it might not be so great at writing poetry.
Right. Okay. So it's like whether it's a Krusty Krab
Yeah,
or a complex algorithm,
exactly.
the core idea of this network processing information
The core idea is the same.
is the same.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
And it's really cool.
What?
If SpongeBob can use something as simple as a Krabby Patty
Yeah.
to explain neural network,
Right.
what other really complex things could be hidden in
Right.
our everyday lives?
Wow. Yeah. I'm going to look at everything a little differently now.
It's all around us.
Yeah. It really shows you that even the most complicated stuff can be broken down
You got it.
and understood.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking this deep dive with me.
It was fun.
It was great. I learned a lot.
Me too.
And we'll catch you guys next time.
See ya. Bye.